Why don't we talk a little bit about kind of quality and the move toward quality standards, maybe get some of your expertise?
Well, to, to the extent that I possess it, along with several other experts, actually right after I'm finished with talking with you, Christine, I'm going upstairs and giving a panel with 4 other experts on how to get clinical decision support to move from I have a new idea and I have a new medical thought all the way through to it's in the guideline format, to it's in the electronic health record, to doctors and nurses and patients use it, to I can tell how well I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So we have this whole sweep where we know that we have to do certain things for quality. We know we have to improve the care of diabetes, the care of high cholesterol, the care of hypertension, and so on. We know that there are successful examples from some hospitals, from some ambulatory centers, where clinical decision support has been able to very, very effectively facilitate improvement in that, where we've seen errors drop by 50, 80%, where we've seen adverse events plummet, where we've seen compliance with quality guidelines go up. And in certain institutions, that's been a wonderfully successful area. In other institutions, it hasn't worked as well. So we're starting to sort of see the middle of that hype cycle, from many years of saying, clearly this benefits, to a couple of years of saying, well, sometimes it causes problems, and now we're in kind of a reconciling phase where we say, well, we're starting to understand why certain implementations work correctly, why certain implementations have success and others do not. So I think what you're seeing here, and the subject of this panel is, can I get you from a new clinical idea all the way to successfully used, successfully measurable improvement in care? And in many, many different ways, that's permeating a lot of the different talks and items in this meeting.
Mm-hmm. And this must tie into your role at Elsevier. Maybe tell us a little bit about what Elsevier is doing.
Oh, you bet it does. It is. I mean, it's interesting. You know, I've been at Elsevier a year now, and what I think of most is this is the world's largest publisher of medical and scientific information of all kinds. You know, and there are books and journals and multimedia, and there's something like 6 million pages a year coming out of this firm that have whatever your possible question could be, as a doctor, as a nurse, as a pharmacist, as a patient, chances are the answer is somewhere in those 6 million pages. The question is where, and the question is how quickly can I get my hands on it? We've reached an age, you may call it the Google mentality, where people of all stripes are saying, I need to get an answer quick. And what's happening a little bit in medicine is that from an era when people would take a little bit more time to get correct evidence-based information, to a time when people just want an answer fast. And I've heard several people say at this meeting, we've gone from saying, I want a good answer, to saying, I'll take any answer as long as I can get it fast. So I think our job as a producer of all this reputable information is to say, how do we get that information out there fast? How can I give it to you in the heat of battle in your clinic and say, you have a question? We not only have the answer, we're going to show you where the answer is right away. So it's all about quick delivery, situational delivery, and things which make your workflow better. As well as working just on decision support, Elsevier is starting to develop all sorts of products that are tuned to particular workflows. Something like Procedures Consult, which is a set of all sorts of different information and tools you need when you're about to do a procedure. If you're a physician reviewing a particular kind of invasive procedure you need to do, this has guidelines for doing it and instructions and all the equipment you're going to need and animations of how it's done and below the scenes videos of how it's being done on live patients, and even a place where, as a doctor in training, you can document the fact that you've done these things, which is important for residency qualification. So that's sort of all the different things you need for that particular point in time. And again, that's what I think information delivery is going to. Not so much, here's a book which has everything you could possibly want to know, but here is all the things you'll want to know now. That's where Elsevier is going in MD Consult, which has revamped its interface this year, one of the leading products already in terms of collecting reference and evidence-based information, and now it's become faster and more efficient. In First Consult, in the Mosby Nursing Series, which delivers many of the same different things to nurses and nursing students. It's a world full of information, and what I'm trying to do is help make it get delivered more appropriately and faster.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that a company that a traditional publishing company can really evolve in this way and can really benefit the whole industry as it does evolve.
Well, traditional is understating the case. Elsevier traces its roots back several hundred years. There were Elseviers publishing Galileo. But it is, it's interesting. As I was working with various different parts of the industry, and I've worked in a number of academic and provider and industry settings, for such a large company, it turns around fairly quickly. I've been kind of impressed by that. It's a great place to work. I just like the people that I work with.
It's survived for so long.
That may be. That may be. It's certainly a good formula for success. But this is a pretty radical change, even above that. So. On the one hand, we'll see how it goes, but on the other hand, I know from what I've seen already that I have every confidence that we're going to be able to bring some pretty exciting new things out that can help a lot of patients.